Welcome back, kindergartners. So, for today's read aloud, we are going to be working on the comprehensional skill of understanding emotions through the words and pictures in a story. So, we are going to be inferring, that means we're going to be using the clues in the book. In this case, we're going to be really thinking about the pictures and the words to kind of try and understand a little bit better how the characters in this story are feeling. Now, I chose this very fun book for us to practice this skill with. It is titled The Day My Mom Came to Kindergarten. Now, before we read even further, readers, I want you to take a second and think about the cover. What do you notice? What do you see? Think about what do you think might happen in this story, The Day My Mom Came to Kindergarten. I don't know about any of you, but I immediately look at the cover and think, hold on a second. Why is that mommy trying to put glue in her hair? At the very least, readers, that's what it seems to me that she is doing on the cover. So I'm already inferring, readers, I'm already guessing by looking at the picture on the cover that funny things might happen in this story. That unexpected and surprising things might happen. So again, we're going to be looking at the pictures in the story, also thinking about the words and using all those clues to help us understand the emotions that the characters are feeling in this story. Are you ready to do this with me, readers? Great. Okay, so let's get started with our read aloud. The Day My Mom Came to Kindergarten by Maureen Fergus and Mike Laurie. The Day My Mom Came to Kindergarten by Maureen Fergus and Mike Laurie. My awesome backpack. I liked kindergarten from the very first day. It was better than a dinosaur museum, a circus, and a super duper mega 3-scooper ice cream sundae. Readers, I can't wait until we are back in the classroom because I'm sure a lot of you are going to have this same feeling when you finally walk back into class. My mom was happy for me, of course, but I got the feeling she was also a little sad that I was growing up and starting to have adventures without her. So, one morning, when I was standing in line outside the kindergarten door, instead of saying goodbye, I asked if she'd like to come inside. Well, readers, just from this very first page, I'm realizing that it's not just us who are going to be thinking about the emotions the characters are feeling, it's the characters themselves in the book. I mean, think about it. The little girl in the story, our main character, she's thinking about how her mom is feeling. She remembered that at the beginning of kindergarten, her mom was happy for her, but she's also noticing that her mom sometimes feels sad. So she's using her ability to understand her mom's emotions to try and figure out how to help her, how to make her feel better. And she did that right now by asking her, hey, do you want to come in with me? So now I wonder what's going to happen next because I'm thinking back to the cover of the story and I wonder what's going to happen next. Beep, beep. She was so excited that she completely forgot her manners and tried to barge in at the front of the line. I'm sorry, Mom, but you need to go back. You need to go to the back of the line, I said. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair to the rest of us. Hey! Huh? Then, because I didn't want her to feel bad, I added, don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes at first. You'll be fine if you just watch me and do what I do. She promised she would. But I guess she forgot her promise because she walked right into the classroom without even taking off her outdoor shoes. My teacher, Miss Beaudry, was nice about it. I was shocked. Who did Mom think was going to clean up the muddy footprints she'd made on Miss Beaudry's nice clean floor? Okay, reader, so this is a great page for us to do some thinking work and look at the picture and think about the words in the story to infer how the characters are feeling so far. So if we look at the teacher's face, think, what might she be feeling? And if you look at the little girl's face, what do you think she might be feeling? And if you look at the mom's face, what do you think she might be feeling? Remember, use everything you can from the pictures and the words to infer, to try and understand how the characters are feeling. I'll give you a few more seconds of think time. Okay, let's come back. So, I don't know how many of you agree, but I'm looking at the teacher and thinking, she might be feeling a little amused. Like she might be finding everything that's happening right now to be funny. I don't know about you, but I've never had a parent join me in my classes. And I, for one, would never ever believe that a mommy or a daddy would act like this mommy, would act at all like how this mommy's acting. So I would be amused. I would find this funny. And I don't know how many of you agree, but I was looking at the picture and the words in the story, and I remembered how the little girl said that she was shocked, that she was surprised. And I'm looking at her face and kind of see how the picture matches what the story said, that she's feeling shocked. And I'm looking at the mom and I just see that she's having way too much fun. Just look at her. She went whiz around the globe. She threw a book on the floor and she's zooming through the classroom. Mom, I whispered as we settled onto the carpet for our letter of the day activity. School is nicer for everybody if you try to be considerate of others. That means that you think about how other people are feeling and you think about others. She promised she would make an effort. Does anyone know a word that starts with the letter D? D, D, D. But I guess she forgot the promise too, because the very next minute she shouted out the answer to Miss Beaudry's question without raising her hand. Dinosaur! Ugh. I mashed my lips together to try to keep from making a groaning noise, and my face got so red that I pulled my whole head inside my shirt. Now, I'm going to stop right here, readers, and do some inferring. That means to do some thinking. Use all the clues I can from the story to try and think about how the little girl is feeling right now. And at home, if you can, give me a thumbs up if you agree, okay? So I'm thinking, readers, by looking at the picture and seeing how she's hiding her face and the fact that she said that her face got red, that she's feeling a little embarrassed. Because I've seen that happen sometimes too in the classroom, where when someone doesn't want to do something or is feeling a little shy about doing something, or something happened to them that was a little bit shocking, surprising, they get embarrassed. Their face gets red. They kind of want to hide from everyone. And that reminds me of emotions that I've seen other kids have. And I see this little girl look almost exactly that same way. So I'm guessing that she's feeling embarrassed. My mom looked down into my shirt where my head was and apologized for not waiting her turn to speak. I peeked up at her and pointed out that she wasn't paying attention to Miss Beaudry. Talking? While Miss Beaudry is talking? I whispered. Very embarrassing, Mom. It was hard to believe she'd ever been to kindergarten. She didn't even know the basics. Look at their classroom rules, readers. Listen, raise your hand, clean up, no outdoor shoes, be polite, and always follow directions. Her mom clearly wasn't following any of those rules. She dropped crumbs everywhere during snack time and tried to leave the table without cleaning them up. Not being polite at all, is she? Hey! When we were in the library, she kept forgetting to use her indoor voice, and she talked to me all through story time. Shh! Whee! She swung on the jungle ropes during gym class when we were supposed to be playing beanbag tag. During music class, she went to the bathroom without asking permission and then dawdled so long on the way back that she missed her turn on the bongo drums. And when she was having trouble with the scissors during craft time, she made a loud huffy noise and slammed them down on the table. Okay, readers, we're going to stop here and do some thinking work. And if at home you have a person that you can talk to, or maybe a teddy bear that you can share your feelings and thinking with, look at this page, think about the words that you just heard and the picture to infer, to do some thinking about how the characters are feeling in this story. Remember, use the pictures and use the words to think and infer about how the characters are feeling. I'll give you a few more seconds. Okay, let's come back together. So readers, I'm inferring, again, I'm looking at the pictures and thinking about the words, that the little girl is feeling surprised. Because if you see her face, she's holding her hands to the side of her face, almost as if she had just finished going, Do you know what I mean, readers? Like when someone gasps and sounds shocked, like, at least that's how it looks like in the picture. And then when I'm looking at her mom, she looks mad, frustrated. Do you see how her eyebrows are sort of slanted in and her mouth is an upside down smile? And again, the fact that the words say that she slammed something on the table, it all makes me think, it makes me believe that she's mad. I don't know if any of you agreed with any of those inferences, but that's what I see in the picture, and that's what I'm understanding from the words too. Blah, blah. I was at my wit's end. I didn't know how Miss Beaudry could stand it. But Miss Beaudry said I should remember that Mom had never been to our class before. Sometimes it takes a while to get comfortable with something new, she reminded me with a smile. Once your mom gets used to the way we do things, I'm sure she'll learn how to express her thoughts and feelings in more appropriate ways. We agreed that we should give Mom a little more time to figure things out. And I'm glad we did, because guess what? She got a lot better after that. During playtime, she wanted to use the blocks to build a skyscraper. But because everyone else wanted to build a castle, she agreed to help. And later on, when the glue poured out too fast and ruined all the shapes she was trying to stick to the activity page, she didn't make a single huffy noise or slam the glue bottle down. I'm proud of how hard you tried today, Mom, I told her as we were getting ready to go home. You can come back tomorrow if you want. Thank you, honey, she replied, but I think it would be better if I only came back to visit once in a while. I can tell from the size of the chairs around here that kindergarten is meant for people much littler than me. And besides, kindergarten is hard work. That's true, I agreed, but it's worth it. It sure is, she said as she shoved her tissue paper craft into her purse. Even so, I think I'll stick to working hard at something meant for people who sit on regular sized chairs. You know, something that I'm already pretty good at. I thought about this. Then I said, you're really good at being a mom, Mom. Oops. She said I was really good at being a kindergartner, crumbled some important notes from Miss Beaudry into her pocket, and gave me a big hug. As I hugged her back, I whispered, now, please, take your place in line, Mom. Miss Beaudry won't dismiss us until you do. The end. Okay, well, thank you for reading with me today, kindergartners. Remember that when we are reading our books, a big skill that we are learning in kindergarten is to do some inferring work with the feelings, with the emotions that the characters are feeling in the stories that we read. And one way we do that in kindergarten is by thinking about the pictures and thinking about the words we read to understand a little bit better what the characters' emotions in the stories are. Well, again, thank you for reading with me today. I can't wait to do some work with you tomorrow. Bye bye.